Welcome into the lounge presented by DraftKings. We are thrilled to sit down with tackle Roger Rosengarten. And Roger, this is your second time on already as a rookie. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever topped this.
That's how you know things are going well.
Exactly. Yeah. A friend of the lounge,
yes.
multi-time. So we'll start here. Last time we talked to you was before training camp had started and all that. And you've established yourself as a starter on this offensive line. And with that, I feel like maybe a nickname is born, right? Have your teammates given you anything yet? Have you earned a nickname yet on this team?
Nothing more than just rookie.
Just rookie.
That's only when I mess
Big
up.
Raj, nothing like that.
Well, everyone usually just calls me Raj, so that's what I honestly prefer. But when I mess up, it's usually Rook or Rookie. So,
okay,
keep you humble.
Yeah, no doubt.
How are the rookie tasks? Are you still kind of very responsible for a lot of things like that?
Oh yeah. Still got the plain food for away games, and then gotta keep the O-line room stacked with snacks and drinks.
What is it, like candy? What's the go-to? What do they like in there?
It's usually like corn nuts, chips, Oreos, extra cheddar goldfish.
Extra cheddar goldfish.
If
you bring in the regular cheddar goldfish, they're like, nah, back to the store.
Ronnie gets pretty specific with what he wants. So
that's great. Well, one of the reasons we want to have you on this week, you're playing the Broncos this week, and you are from Colorado.
Correct.
So the Broncos, that was the team you grew up rooting for, right?
Yeah, for sure. I was me and my family all grew up kind of Broncos fans for sure.
So what's it like going into this game? I know we were chatting on the way down here. I think you've probably been able to convert most of your friends and family to wearing the purple and black for this game. But what are the thoughts and emotions going into this game against the team you grew up rooting for?
Yeah, it's really cool for sure. Just getting drafted to the Ravens, and now you go through each week, and then you get to play against the team you kind of grew up with, and it's just it's a pretty cool experience. I remember last week talking to Shelby Harris. I was like, dude, I remember watching you as a little kid when you were on the Broncos, and to go against them when we played Cleveland last week. So that was pretty cool. Just cool moments like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Did you have a Broncos jersey growing up?
I did. I actually had a Von Miller jersey.
Okay.
Growing up. So yeah.
All right. So at least he's not a Bronco anymore.
No.
You don't have to go against.
Went against him when he was on the Bills, though.
I did,
That's true. That's true.
Start, so.
Yeah. What was that like?
That was super cool. It was. I remember I got a picture sent to me of me going against him when he was rushing, and I was like, "This is insane!" Like I literally had like a fat head of this guy in my room, and now I'm going against him. So
I feel like you won the reps against him too. I remember watching the film, and I was like, "Look at Roger going against Von Miller."
Yeah, always
Future
can
Hall
be
of Famer.
better. Always can be better, but in my books, it was a wash. So
It was a wash in your book.
It was a wash, yeah.
So just, how do you feel like things are going? Obviously well, considering you've won a starting job and are locking that down. Just in your view, how's the rookie season going?
Good. Very, very smooth. Haven't had too many hiccups. But when you just go through each week in, week out, preparing for teams and scouting, I go through my regimen and my routine with it all. So it's been going super smooth. Week in, week out, I'm doing my best, whether that's recovery in the treatment room or in the O-line room doing board work, just making sure my whole regimen is just super professional. So
You mentioned the Bills game is your first start. Take me into the conversation, whether that's in the offensive line room, whether that's walking out of a walkthrough, when Coach Harbaugh, Coach Monk, and whoever it was says to you, hey, Raj, you're going to get the start this week, and what that moment meant to you.
Yeah. I remember Coach Warhop came up to me and said, I think you're going to go this week, big fella. This is before we started practice for prep that week. So I think you're going to be up this week. So just make sure you're ready. So, once I knew that, I always prepare like I'm not going to start. Even if I am starting or not starting, I always prepare the same way. And I had a good week of prep that week, good week of practice, had a good game plan coming in. And then I don't think I could say any rookie's first play could go better than mine did. So we had the 89-yard touchdown
to Derrick Henry.
So.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice way. So just do that. I like that starting games that way.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Well, when you had the key kind of block on that at the point of attack, as you're seeing Derrick Henry go down the field untouched, take us inside what's going through your mind as you're chasing him.
Yeah. I remember I fit my block, and then I saw Derrick hit the hole. and then he kind of bounced it sort of outside to their sideline, and I saw their corner misfit the gap, and Derrick ran right by him, and he had two guys to outrun. And I remember just running behind him like I had the ball, like, because I was so happy. I was like, go, go. I was yelling. And then, like, I ran all the way down there. I think the first person I saw was Mark. And I was like, let's go. Just started screaming. So it was awesome.
Is that the best feeling that an offensive lineman can have when you're just chasing a guy down the field like that?
No doubt. When you see the ball carrier down the field and you're behind him, I think that's a pretty good sign. So
do you feel a lot of times if you talk to a corner who's a young player, they're like, I'm going to get tested because I'm a young player and they're going to see what I got, basically. So for you as an offensive lineman, do you feel like these teams, these pass rushers are testing you because you're the rookie, you're the unproven guy? Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot of that in the NFL, but everyone's really good. Doesn't matter which team you play. They got good edge rushers on each team. So if that's putting their star guy over me or just their starter, I think to me, I treat it the same way. But yeah, for sure, I would say some teams would kind of game plan that.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you something that stands out to me about your rookie season. I think you deserve a lot of credit for is, the first play in Kansas City didn't go the way that you wanted, of course, against Chris Jones, a tough assignment there. But you bounced back. And I think that says a lot about you being a mentally strong guy and a really good player. How did you handle like that tough start, overcoming that, and then still getting out there and playing at a high level like you are this year?
Obviously not the way any rookie wants to start their NFL season off like that, but my main thing is that it only could go up from there. You start so low, and it only can go up, and that's the way I took it. I took the negative and turned it into a positive, and I view my life like that too. Whenever negatives happen, I try to turn it into a positive, and just put my head down and work. And yeah.
So after that game, did you go back to your phone and are you like, oh no, what's this going to say right now? What kind of text message am I getting? Like, was family really kind of texting you to support you? Can you take us into, how they helped you through that?
Yeah. Just my family, friends, it's especially because we didn't get the win that week, opening week. So that was already tough. But, I have a lot of support with my tight circle around me. That's my friends, family. And they all believe me and know my ability. So it's not how you want to start out your rookie career, but like I said, it only could go up through there.
How do you stay mentally sharp yourself, especially when you do face adversity?
Yeah. It's a long NFL season. I think staying mentally strong and sharp is a big part of being a professional football player. And my big thing is you always got to unwind. So if that's me watching TV on my off day or playing video games and recovering at the same time, just kind of getting away from my off day while still locking in when I need to. Mm-hmm. That's kind of my refresher on just everything. So
what TV show do you go for?
Oh man, right now it's been The Penguin, the spin-off series from the new Batman that just got released. So me and a bunch of the other guys are just talking about it and how we love it right now. So yeah,
nice.
I haven't watched that yet. I want to watch that.
It's good.
All right, good tip. I'm curious for you. In that offensive line room with that group, someone who we've talked a good amount about is Ronnie Stanley, and he's having a great season. This is a veteran player, and he's playing his best football that he has in years. But he also has become, it seems like, more of a leader. And obviously, you haven't been here before this season to see any difference. But like for you as a young player coming in, how have you seen Ronnie as a leader of that group?
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie's been here the longest out of all of us in the O-line room, and I think after like guys like Morgan leaving from last year, he's kind of like the only one. Him and Pat are our two oldest guys, and Ronnie's came in at 2016, so he's definitely taking that leadership role and just making sure everything's on point with the guys. And he's played at the best level. He's been Pro Bowler, All Pro, you name it. So I take as much tips and tricks as I can from him, and he's done a really good job with kind of embracing that role. One
thing I've noticed in the locker room, particularly late in the week, it seems like the offensive linemen get a homework assignment. Is that correct? Like, I see you all, like, it feels like a test.
Yeah, it is. It is a test. I'm pretty sure probably every O-line room in the NFL has it, but we get tests on Fridays, and we have to finish it by Friday afternoon. So it's pretty, they do a good job with just preparing us through run game, pass game, and just making sure we get the looks we need. And then we all have to turn in scouting reports and our play write-up. So yeah.
Does it feel like you're back in college again, or what?
A little bit, but it's I'd rather do that homework than I don't know, English, math.
What was your major?
Else. My major was real estate. It was a new major in it was built environments. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What would you say is the biggest difference in going from the college game to the NFL game, and especially the advice you would give to somebody if they're going to start an offensive tackle earlier in their career?
Yeah.
What's the biggest kind of hurdle they have to get over?
Yeah. I would just probably say being on point with technique at all points in all time, because the level of play from college to the NFL goes way up when you're going against guys every week that are equally and just not as and better compared to the star players and the starters. You know, everyone's really good. So I think just on point with technique, making sure pre-snap, you know, everything that's going on and within the plays. So yeah, I'd probably say that.
I'm curious how you handle the off the field aspect. You go from playing in college on the West Coast, you grow up in Colorado, then you get drafted to this team. I bet you had never been to Baltimore before you moved here. You move across the country, and just dealing with like that aspect of things. I don't think we really ever talk about that for young players, but how have you handled the personal side of adjusting to the NFL?
Yeah, it's been pretty different because I really don't have too much family out in the East Coast. I have an uncle who lives in Virginia. That's probably the furthest East Coast I usually go. So, you know, I've been Colorado, just smack dab middle in the United States, to Seattle, to all the way to Maryland. I always tell the guys, like, I would never thought I was going to be in Owings Mills, Maryland in my life, but now I'm here, and ever since I've been here, I loved it, and I love the city of Baltimore, and we have a great fan base, and you know, it's been different day-to-day stuff because I never also lived on my own before, and coming here and getting an apartment by myself, so I always had the boys back home hanging out. But now it's a little bit different, but I love it.
That's great.
What was life growing up? I mean, it was just south of Denver, right? You're like in the burbs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was life like living out there? What'd you do? Were you outdoorsy?
Yeah.
Skier?
It was, grew up skiing. Okay. My uncle, who actually lives in Virginia, he loves skiing too, so he'd always fly in, and we'd go. When I was in middle school, they'd take me out of school for a day on Mondays or Tuesdays, and we'd go up to Copper Mountain or Winter Park and ski the whole day. So grew up skiing. Hanging with friends is my biggest thing. I remember growing up going to the Valor football games in my high school and watching the McCaffreys play.
Nice.
That was a big thing we did, like every Fridays we did that, and always hung out and go to Broncos games on Sundays. So yeah, I love hanging out and just going back home.
Yeah. So were you season ticket holders? Like, did you go to a lot of Broncos games?
No, my mom's work though, they own some season tickets, so they would usually like raffle them off to my mom's work, and you had to put in the name through email, and sometimes we got them. So
nice.
that's when we would go.
And was there a Broncos tackle that you looked up to?
Growing up, it was Orlando Franklin. I remember watching him.
Yeah, big dude.
But I think when I was in youth, I don't think anyone wants to say, "Oh, I want to play offensive line." Like I was a tight end growing up in youth ball.
You wanted the ball. Everybody wants the ball.
Everyone wants the ball or to be a pass rusher. So, but once I kind of got to middle school, high school, I was like, okay, I think offensive line's pretty fun, so I'm going to stick with this.
That is kind of funny that you had a Von Miller jersey pass rusher, and then you're like, nah, I'm going to go to the other side and battle against those guys.
Yeah, that was definitely what I was better at. So,
I'm curious, what is your memory? One of the greatest memories in Ravens history is the Mile High Miracle. It happened in Denver. Of course, Jacoby Jones, the late great Jacoby Jones, came up with that play. What is your memory of that play?
Oh, please tell me you were there.
I remember it. I was not there. I was watching at home with my dad on the couch, and I remember Joe Flacco tossing it up to Jacoby, and it was Jacoby, right?
Yeah, Jacoby.
Went over and grabbed it right over, I think it was Raheem Moore.
Yep.
I think there was a safety.
Yep.
I remember watching that, and I was just in shock. I remember the first thing I did, I went and played Xbox. I went and played Madden, and I turned it on the easiest difficulty, and I played as the Broncos.
You wanted to relive
the Ravens.
You wanted to relive that game.
Yeah, because I was so angry. But I mean, look here now I'm on the Ravens, so
that's awesome.
I'm all for the miracle.
That is awesome. So funny. Cool. Well, thank you, Roger. Really appreciate it, and good luck this weekend, man.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah. Well, Welcome back to the Lounge Podcast. We are coming to you from the SeatGeek studio. We also want to give a shout out to our partners at Draftking Sportsbook. They are an official sports betting partner of the Baltimore Ravens. Draftking Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Thanks to Roger for joining us. It'll be a fun game for him and his family this weekend, just going up against the Broncos. And I'm going to guess that, his parents and, family, they put all the Broncos gear in the back of the closet this week. They don't even want the appearance of rooting for the Broncos. So it was fun to sit down and talk with him.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, he's having a great season, especially for a rookie to be thrown into the mix this early. He became a starter faster than Orlando Brown did, right, when he was in his rookie season. And so it's a tough task to be a starting tackle in this league, and some of the top pass rushers he's gone against already. Zadarius Smith this past week, and Myles Garrett, will flip sides occasionally and go over there. He's going to have TJ Watt coming up here with the Steelers. And so it is not an easy job. And I think Rodgers really held his own. You're not going to win 100%, obviously, but I think he's done a very good job.
What I really like about him, I love his mindset, to be honest with you. We talked about overcoming the challenge of that very first play against Chris Jones. I liked his ability to bounce back from that. I like his mindset even before, when we had him on the podcast before the season. Confident guy, quiet confidence, and he understands he's a rookie and has to work. He's not coming in here with all this bluster about, I can do this, I'm the greatest thing or whatever. But I think he's got confidence, so he's not scared to go out there in these moments and go up against these premier pass rushers. But he also has the mindset to work and to do everything he can to put himself in the best position. I really like the way that he's approaching things as a rookie.
And that's the way that all his coaches talk. When I've asked Todd Monken, what are you seeing from Roger? Where have you seen him grow? And they go back to that kind of same thing that you're talking about. They say, look, Roger's a professional already. The way he goes about his job every single day, the way that he just approaches the game, being a pro, all those things, basically they're like, Roger's going to be a good player in this league for a long time because of the way that he approaches his job. Yeah. And given the talent that he has, the movement ability, all those things that you see on tape, but just the way that he's gone about handling his rookie season, I think gives this coaching staff a lot of confidence that he's going to just get better and better from here.
Yeah. He's got more challenges along the way. I mean, every week it's a great pass rusher it feels like you're going to face. And I'm sure that this game for him is going to be an important one. Just, you're going up against your old team.
Well, and the Broncos have the second most sacks in the league. Yeah. Right. So it's a tough task, and they blitz at a high rate. He's going to have to be on his assignments because they're going to bring the pressure. They blitz at the highest rate in the league. So he's going to have to be on these assignments.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we're going to do our full preview podcast of that game for the Broncos. We're going to have that coming out tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll be back with you again tomorrow.